Robots and the science of their creation, robotics, today stands at the intersection of science, engineering and technology. A little more than a decade ago, 90% of all robots could be found assembling cars in automotive factories. They were mechanical arms tasked with welding or screwing on certain parts of a car. Today, we're seeing an evolved and expanded definition of robotics that includes the development, creation and use of robots that explore Earth's harshest conditions, robots that assist law enforcement, and even robots that assist in almost every facet of healthcare.
Robots are now going to become part of our daily lives. There are multiple things robots are expected to do, from transportation to defense to entertainment. Everywhere robots are going to play a major role. And even during the COVID time, we have seen how robots have assisted many doctors. At various hospitals, I have seen robots helping doctors provide that or maintain the social distancing, which is also something that has come in very handy.
This period of COVID has seen a lot of innovation, and the IITs have played a very important role. We've seen that, as Professor was just now sharing, so many areas, the crisis has forced us to think innovatively, come up with new solutions, be it ventilators, be it oxygen plants, be it self-testing kits. There's been a whole range of innovations, and the IITs have been at the forefront of this effort. And we at Prasar Bharati have been doing all we can to bring these stories alive. Whenever there is a new effort, new initiative at an IIT, whenever there is a invention, a new startup, we have been covering it, talking to the people behind it, because that creates a momentum. It creates a virtuous cycle where it inspires even others to to take the risk, think innovatively, start new enterprises and so on.
At work today in the field of robotics is a very special amalgamation of computer science, electronics and mechanical engineering, artificial intelligence and path-breaking design technology.
ABU Robocon is an annual robotic contest held under the aegis of the Asia Pacific Broadcasting Union to encourage the scientific temperament of the undergraduate engineering students of the Asia Pacific region. Doordarshan, being a founder member of ABU and to fulfill the mandate of public service broadcasting, has been involved in this noble venture right from its inception since the year 2002. From a humble participation of only 2 engineering colleges in the year 2002, it has grown leaps and bounds and has crossed a number of 100 teams in the recent past. Apart from holding national contests every year, Doordarshan has so far hosted 2 international contests in the year 2008 and 2014.
Robotics will play an increasingly integral role in our way of life. Robotics as a discipline in today's India is at the forefront of building a scientific temperament among our youth. Learning through robotics can be more effective in engaging the youth.
My area of research is medical robotics, in which we are working on minimal invasive surgery. So what we are trying to design a surgical manipulator, slave manipulator, which can be used for robotic assisted minimal invasive surgery.
Technology is what drives the world today, and youth must be adept with the latest developments to be a productive member of the society.
Events like Robocon are the foundation, the seed for creating this innovation cycle. And as the public broadcaster, Doordarshan and All India Radio, I think we are very happy to be a part of this journey. Recently, we had done a series called Startup Champions, where we had profiled Indian startups in a whole range of areas. And one of them was on agri innovations, where I think robotics was also featured. Then there was one episode on space innovation. A lot of interesting efforts in India in the space sector, since the sector was opened up to private participation. So Startup Champions was one interesting effort to bring to light all these innovations.
Encouraging innovation and enterprise in our ever-changing technological world is at the heart of helping students navigate the shift from traditional old-school technology to newer, advanced tech. This Asian Oceanian College and Polytechnic Robot Competition, founded in 2002, holds up a mission of creating friendship among youth worldwide who have similar interests in the power of science and the brilliance of robotics. It is these youth who will lead their countries in the 21st century and fortify engineering and broadcast technologies in the region.
This robotics contest, which is technologically based, and it's a robot-based contest. It applies all the the new technological developments like artificial intelligence, computer science, blockchain, all the new technological developments. It applies in this applications. Doordarshan, being a public service broadcaster, is encouraging this show, is hosting basically, I could say, the national event since 2002, and this is the 19th year of this, the event.
ABU member broadcasters carry the talent and genius into multiple nations across the globe. In the first edition in India in 2002, IIT Kanpur was the academic partner. That moved to Nirma University, Ahmedabad, to MIT Pune, and has been with IIT Delhi since 2019. The 2021 edition of Robocon was hosted by Doordarshan in association with IIT Delhi via the virtual medium on the 18th of August.
Initially, the plan was to have a physical competition. However, due to pandemic extended, the host country China declared that it should be online competition, and also due to the situation in our country, we also accordingly moved to the online. So in the month of March, we have given the deadline to submit the proposal for the competition. That means the team should propose how they are going to design their robots. Based on 60 teams who registered, we have evaluated them and shortlisted 54 teams, asked them to submit their videos explaining how they would do the movement of their robots. So in stage 2, we have received about 30 teams. Because of the pandemic, many teams could not submit, even though we shortlisted 54 teams. So 30 teams submitted, and out of 30 teams, we have shortlisted 23 teams. Finally, today, 22 teams' videos were played in front of the public, or rather it was open to world, to Doordarshan's YouTube channel. And the judges and referees together have finally decided to select 2 teams who will represent the country.
Very happy to see that despite all the challenges, all the constraints of COVID, we have been able to organize Robocon for a second year. I know that to have a physical event is of course always better, but despite the challenges, students have figured out, teams have figured out how to do this virtually. I think that is very gladdening.
In the past editions of ABU Robocon, the focus has been competitiveness. Now, the emphasis is more on technology, design, and innovation. Creativity on designing of robots heralds a revolution, even as a spirit of competition and gamesmanship unravels new peaks of genius.
Robocon is one such event where students of various disciplines of engineering come together and make a robot that can do a certain kind of tasks that have been assigned for the competition to be done. And in spite of all restrictions of the pandemic, since last year the event has been done online with never dampening enthusiasm from all students.
A total of 22 teams participated in the finals of the ABU Robocon 2021. Some of the finest young minds in the country on the floor, at work, innovating, creating, competing, working in the world of the future, bringing it closer, making it better and better.
I work in the field of humanoid robotics, and I could not be part of Robocon organizing team this year, but I was part earlier, and it's a really good event, and in fact it gives idea to the researchers also. So it's a good event, and I hope it will go only bigger from here.
Every year, a member country hosts the international event on a rotational basis and is entrusted to devise and frame game rules for that particular year. The same is passed on to all the participating countries to hold the national contests in their respective countries before the international contest takes place. ABU Robocon 2021 bases competitions on an ancient Chinese game of throwing arrows. Teams are challenged to use modern technology robotics for a prehistoric test. In order to enjoy the robotic competition, a fair understanding of the game rules is imperative.
The game is between red and blue teams. Each team has a throwing robot, TR, and a defensive robot, DR. The game lasts 3 minutes at most. By an octagon baffle in the center, the game field is divided into inner area and outer area. These are inner and outer areas for the red team. These are inner and outer areas for the blue team. These are the start zone for the robots TR and DR. This is the arrow rack. 5 arrows can be arranged on it. There are total 5 pot tables in red and blue inner areas. 1 red pot and 1 blue pot are set on each table, and they belong to red team and blue team respectively. 2 first type tables are set in the red and blue inner areas, 1 in each area. 3 pot table spots are arranged at the border between red and blue inner areas. 2 second type tables fix in 2 sides, and 1 third type table in the middle. The second type and third type tables can rotate under pushing from the robot DR. The 2 robots TR and DR of each team enter into their starting zones respectively, and the game is about to begin. After TR starts from its start zone, it can only run in its team's outer area, and entering the inner area is not allowed. But after DR starts, it can get in or out of the inner area at any time arbitrarily. TR can only be in the outer area and throw arrow to the pot on the table. If it throws 1 arrow into a pot, it must throw next arrow to another pot. After throwing all arrows it carries, it can take the arrows from its arrow rack. 5 at a time. DR can enter into its team's inner area, but can't throw arrow into any pot. It can turn the pot table to prevent the arrow thrown by opponent from entering the pot. DR can wave arrow to intercept arrows which the opponent team throws to the second type or third type table to prevent the opponent from scoring. And it can also pick up the arrows on the ground and deliver them to the outer area or TR. Also, it can return into the outer area to throw arrows into the pots. Who will win the game? Let's wait and see. If 1 arrow is in a team's any pot, the team earns 1 point. If 2 arrows are in a team's any pot, called as twinning, the team earns 4 points. Multiple twinning in a pot is allowed. In the game, if a team achieves twinning in its own 5 pots, then the team achieves great victory, and the game will finish immediately. If neither team gets the great victory, the team with more points wins. We look forward to wonderful Tohu competition in August 2021 in Jimo, China.
To have a non-partisan and unbiased judgment of the competition, a panel of independent judges and referees is constituted. Here's a look at the panel of esteemed judges and referees. Professor P.M. Pathak from the Department of Mechanical Engineering at the Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee. Professor S.S. Ohol from the Department of Mechanical Engineering at the College of Engineering, Pune. And Professor Anant M. Chakradev, who is the Dean Design Habitat and Director International Relations at the MIT Institute of Design, Pune. The chief referee for DD Robocon 2021 was Professor Tejinder Pal Singh from the Department of Mathematics, School of Technology at the Pandit Deen Dayal Petroleum University, Gandhinagar, Ahmedabad. Mention also of Professor C. Amarnath, who has been overseeing Robocon events in India since its inception in the year 2002. Professor Amarnath has mentored the IIT Bombay Robocon team and is currently a member of the contest committee, which has been tasked to frame game rules for the international contest in the year 2022, which Doordarshan India is hosting in August 2022 in New Delhi. And the game is on. An intense spirit of competition, pride in their creations, and an eagerness to advance, meet goals, work for their teams, and better themselves. This is a world of precision, calculations, and measurements with no detail left out.
All the team members prepared several design concepts with 3D CAD models and various game strategies. We discussed all these things on an online meet on regular basis. This phase lasted till December 2020. Then we started working offline at the institute from January 2021. We prototyped every single design concept and tested them thoroughly and finalized the design. The manufacturing and calibration of our robot was started later on. This pandemic affected a lot during this phase. We were unable to work for more hours due to the curfew restrictions. Purchasing process became very slow due to the lack of logistics. In spite of all these pandemic hurdles, effective and well-trained working of team led us to manufacture and calibrate the robots up to good potential and win the competition. It's a great honor and huge responsibility for us to represent India in the international event and to make India proud. We will work very hard. I think the major key factor for winning the international event would be the reliability of the robots, as the competition would be live. So majorly, we will work on the reliability of the robots. We will also try to reduce our full game time as much as possible. As the international event will be held online due to this pandemic, a major element of experiencing the competition in person and communicating with other teams will be missed. It helps in learning new technologies and developing ways to think out of the box. We will do our best to enlist Team India in the top teams of the competition.
To build the robots, contestants who are restricted to being undergraduate students need a rich knowledge in programming, mechanical design, and electronic circuit design.
Due to pandemic of COVID-19, many teams suffered to showcase their ideas. During the second wave of pandemic, the whole schedule of our workflow got disturbed. But the dedication for winning the national competition was alive. The first reaction after being a national winner was very enthusiastic and special moment for our whole team. Also, representing India at international competition is one of the greatest achievements for GT Robocon team. To showcase our skill, innovative ideas and make India proud in international Robocon, we will try to push our limits by making robust mechanism for accurate goal and also stable controlling system for accurate positioning of our base. Due to the online event, participating team does not get chance to showcase their idea and robots to every other team, which makes knowledge sharing process minimal and restricted.
And the winners of the event this year. Institute of Technology, Nirma University, Ahmedabad stood first. And Gujarat Technological University, Ahmedabad bagged the second position. Both teams will participate in the international contest representing India to be held online on the 12th of December 2021.
I am very happy that the Robocon, where the Doordarshan plays a very key role in organizing it and in popularizing it, where IIT Delhi is primarily providing all the technical expertise, I think has come of age now, and huge participation from all over the country. The bar for competition is also going up year after year. I think I see now some of these robots becoming mature enough to enter into the various sectors, whether it is manufacturing or medicine or entertainment or defense or all of these applications. So I think these are good signs, and I wish the competition all the best. I would like to congratulate not only the winners but also all the participants who have spent so much of time in building their robots and in demonstrating them despite the COVID caused disruptions everywhere. So my congratulations to Doordarshan, to our team at IIT Delhi, and also to all our participants.
I would like to assure that Doordarshan is committed to take this venture to the highest level, not only for the engineering students of India, but also of the Asia Pacific region. Doordarshan believes in promoting brotherhood, disseminating cross-processing activities and technical know-how in the Asia Pacific region to enable the region emerge as a soft power to reckon with. In order to promote this venture and to encourage engineering students of the country, Doordarshan and the Asia Pacific Broadcasting Union will be paying $1,000 to each team for the fabrication of robots, and at another $1,000 for the construction of the game field for participation in the international contest.
And on from here to making a mark globally. On the back of the spirited turnout this year, Robocon 2022 International will be hosted jointly by Doordarshan and IIT Delhi at New Delhi, signaling bigger and brighter challenges and milestones to come.
Next year, we are the host for the international event. I'm really hoping and praying that by then the COVID situation normalizes and we can actually have a physical Robocon in India where we host all the other countries, all the other teams. So this is the beginning, and we'll build it up for next year's Robocon. So thank you again and all the best. Thank you.
Though relatively young, robotics as an industry is filled with the shining promise of progress that science fiction could once only dream about. And it can only be onwards and upwards from here, scaling horizons and achievements beyond the realm of human imagination.